Welcome to Basic Core Principles. This is what we're going to look at in this episode. The 8 businesses that you should not start. Just walk away from these businesses. Don't even think about them. Then I'm going to share with you a very important lesson that we can learn from the rapper Eminem when it comes to persuasion or sales. And last, I want to give you a tool to how to overcome worry. So let's hit the introduction and let's get started. Welcome to the show. My name is James. I'm here to help motivated and ambitious individuals and professionals escape the daily grind of the 9-to-5 rat race and enjoy true financial and time freedom. If that sort of information is up your alley, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel. We look at all things having to do with personal finance and entrepreneurship and how to be totally free. Now, let's get into the first thing I want to talk about is when I work with people, they always want to know right off the bat, what business should I start? What side business should I start? Well, let me, even though I'm a positive person, let me start off with the 8 businesses that you should run away from and not start at all. So if you think about these 8 businesses, I don't want to crush your dreams. Let me just give you a dose of reality. The first one is a restaurant business. Now, many of us have fantasized about owning a cozy cafe or a trendy eatery. But here's the harsh truth. Here's the reality of that situation. 60% of the businesses will be closing their doors within the first year. By year 4, 80% of them have called it quits. Why, you may ask? Well, it's hard and expensive to get a restaurant that's worth people coming out to eat at. You got razor thin margins, high overhead, stiff competition. And then you have the challenges of staffing, fluctuating food costs, and the rise of food delivery apps. And it's clear the odds are stacked against you. Now, let me throw you a bone here. If you're set on the food industry, start with a low-risk option like a food truck or a pop-up to test your concept before you even think about opening a restaurant. The second business to avoid is retail. A brick and mortar location that is selling average products. 70% of retail businesses fail within the first 5 years. Why? Well, generic inventory and no differentiation from Amazon, Walmart, or other e-commerce giants. If customers can buy your products cheaper and faster elsewhere, why would they shop with you? Only enter retail if you can offer a unique niche, exceptional customer experience, or exclusive products. Number 3 is software. The reality is you have 1 in a million chance of being the next Facebook. Most software startups fail because they didn't do proper market research. They underestimated the cost of development and marketing if there is, let's say, a need or market for their software. You're going to struggle against well-funded giants like Google and Microsoft, or newer players with first mover advantage. Number 4, a hotel. The idea of owning a hotel might seem glamorous, but the reality is grim. First of all, it's one of the only businesses where the customer requires 24/7 attention. Plus, the capital investment is enormous and the competition is absolutely brutal. Chain hotels dominate the market, and independent hotels often fail to secure consistent bookings. Number 5 is electronics, an industry that moves so fast that if you're not at the very edge and your customer base is also at the very edge, you are going to get swept away and crushed. Electronic business is a losing game. Margins are razor thin, customer expectations are sky high, and the market is saturated with major players like Apple, Samsung, and Sony. They sell direct to the consumer, and so therefore competing on price isn't sustainable, and building a brand takes years, if not decades. Okay, business number 6 is a newspaper. Okay, let's face it, the traditional newspaper business model is on life support. Digital media has taken over, and most consumers get their news for free online, on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. Ad revenue has plummeted, and the subscription models are a tough sell in today's economy. Okay, business number 7, you want to avoid auto parts. Auto parts might seem like a steady business, but the industry is shifting fast. Electric vehicles, which require few replacement parts, are on the rise. But on top of that, you got massive online retailers like Rock Auto and Amazon who dominate the market with competitive pricing and fast and or free shipping. The last business you're going to want to avoid is luxury construction. Luxury construction might sound lucrative, but it's incredibly high risk. The projects are expensive, clients are demanding, and economic downturns can wipe out demand overnight. And look, even during good times, the competition for high-end projects is fierce, and delays or mismanagement can quickly erode any profit margins you have. So there you have it. Those are 8 businesses with sky-high failure rates and the reasons they're tough to succeed in. Remember, starting a business is not just pursuing a dream, and we're all about pursuing dreams here at Basic Core Principles, but it's also about building something that is not destined to fail, has some tailwind behind it, and is 1, sustainable, but 2, which is even better, scalable. And these 8 businesses do not fall into that category. But here's the good news. If you do your research and avoid these common traps and find a unique opportunity, you're already ahead of the game. So let me ask you, of all the things that I discussed here, which one of these surprised you the most? And I'm sure there's a couple of these businesses that you never even considered. So there you have it. Now let's move on to Eminem and a tactic that he used in rap that is actually very good for persuasion or sales. So here's the tactic from Eminem that he used in rap, but actually makes sales way more effective. He used to talk about owning all the negatives. You want to say everything negative you possibly can about yourself so that no one else can. But as salespeople, you can actually stack the deck in your favor using all the negative and then reversing it into a positive. Here's how it works. It's all around the word but. Normally, if you've ever heard people, they're like, oh, you're saying something good. Where's the but? Because everyone is trained to emphasize what happens after the word but. But when you're persuading, what you can do is, rather than say good thing but bad thing, you flip it. Yeah, you flip it. So you say all the bad stuff, like our program's really long, it's very difficult, it's complex, but it works better than anything you've ever tried. The second half of the sentence becomes magnified because of the damaging admission you made before saying but. So just play with that and see if it helps you in sales and or persuading someone to do something that is good for them, but they need your leadership and persuasion to make that move. All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is how you can deal with worry. Here's a power move to stop endless worrying. And trust me, you're going to love this one because it's going to get all that worry out of your life. Okay, so the power move is the power of the Uturn. It's about turning inward to change the game. Funny, isn't it? We often think that our problems are out there somewhere. We blame the job, the relationship, the circumstance. Something external seems to be blocking our path. What if the biggest obstacle is actually not out there, but in here, within us? What if the biggest obstacle is that we engage in the endless act of worrying? And what if that worry mindset is not just a problem, but also the solution? Think about that for a second. What if the way we've been thinking about a situation is a thing that's keeping us stuck? So maybe the way that you're thinking about a situation is actually what's keeping you stuck, and the opportunity to get unstuck sounds simple, but that's the beauty of it. If your mindset is on the problem, then guess what? You already have the power to fix it. The U-turn is looking inside of you to find the solution because you have the power to fix it. Now, this is not always going to be comfortable. Let's be real. Looking at our own thinking is like shining a light into darkness. A messy closet, we see all the doubts, the self-criticism, all the beliefs that are holding you back. But here's where the magic happens, because once you see it, you can change it. The simple change you can make, flip it, you flip the problem, you find its power, and then the obstacle becomes the opportunity. See, in the U-turn, you can decide, I'm done with these worrying, limiting thoughts. Done telling myself that I'm not good enough, or that I'll fail, or that it's too late. The single shift in perspective, what felt like a mountain, can become a stepping stone. A U-turn isn't just a pause, it's a complete change of direction. It's a chance to go from, why is this happening to me, to, what can I learn from this? Go from, I'm not ready, to, I'm making progress every day. The decision to flip your mindset is powerful because it puts you back in the driver's seat. You see that you're not at the mercy of circumstances. You're not stuck in place. Instead, you are in control. You have the power to see things differently. You can make your mindset the engine that moves you forward and not the brakes that hold you back. So today I invite you to take a U-turn, look inward and shine that light on the thoughts that aren't serving you, and ask yourself, what if this isn't a problem? What if, in fact, this is the beginning of a breakthrough? Because once you decide that your mindset is both the problem and the solution, you unlock a new path forward, a way to move through obstacles with intention and purpose. The power to change? It's already yours. All it takes is that one bold U-turn where you look inside and realize, I have the power and I have the solution. Hey, to lock this into your consciousness, why don't you write U-turn in the comment section? Go ahead right now. I'll give you a second. Write U-turn in the comment section. That way you lock it into your body and into your subconscious, that when you're worried about something, you can do a U-turn, look inside, and realize that you have the power to solve whatever you're worried about, and therefore eliminate that unnecessary worry in your life. And while you're doing stuff there, make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to this channel if you have not. Once again, this is James with Basic Core Principles. Make sure that you have that notification bell hit so you can be notified of my next upload. Until then, ciao, goodbye. God bless.